everybody was like, yes, finally we're seeing somebody that really fights like we want to see. That's why I became the most popular guy on the show.
Yeah.
And
he was the first poster boy.
Yeah. Well, I was the flagship of the whole company, and much to the chagrin of John, but McCartny. And so anyways, during the cocktail party, somebody stole Bob Meyerowitz, the guy who owned the show, his cigars, a cigar box with his initials on them. Somehow, some way, they thought Paul Herrera stole the cigars. Bob did. And Bob is a friend of mine now. And the whole nine yards. I tell him to this day, he didn't take.
Was Tito there?
You know, Tito, I wouldn't be able to defend.
Don't even. What? Don't get him riled up on Tito again.
I'm just asking him a question.
No.
Good question.
No, then he'd have a valid point.
Yeah.
But so I said to him, listen, man, he didn't do it. Well, I don't know this for a fact, but you can connect the dots if you're kind of average intelligence. Anyways, they dreamt up a whole show called David versus Goliath. And Paul was getting drunk and telling him how tough he was and all that kind of stuff. And that's what happens, I guess, when people like us drink alcohol. And so Bob had a bee in his bonnet for Paul. So they invented this show, David versus Goliath. And by the way, guess who another David was? Paul was a David, meaning like small. Yeah. Guess who another David was?
Who?
Don Fry. How do you get from being a David to being the size that he is with elongated jawbones and everything else? And a forehead you could smoke in the rain under. Anyways, so
it's like out of nowhere. Hey, your comedy's like out of nowhere, and it's so good every time.
Anyways, so Bob puts this fight together thing, and so guess who Paul gets to fight?
Gary Goodrich.
Yeah, the big black crazy guy. Man, right?
I used to fight with him in Japan.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah. He turned south a little bit mentally.
Yeah, when he got
health
to K1,
problems. Yeah,
K1, he got knocked out a lot and took a lot of punches.
Anyways, he seemed to be a cool cat and the whole 9 yards. But so Paul, he draws him to fight. And Paul, if you don't know it, has an awesome high crotch. Hard to defend. Even when I wrestled with him every day, he would get it now and then. And
he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, tough. And that's not because of skill. It's just from his raw talent. The guy, I joke around and he knows. I go, you don't even know how to wrestle. You just got natural talent through the yin yang. Anyways, so he draws him, and so through twists and turns and everything else, Paul makes these videotapes of him doing his high crotch. Well, that through twists and turns is unknown to me, but finds its way to the Gary Goodridge camp.
No way.
Yeah. And he basically broke it all the way down to how he does it and everything he does. So Gary Goodridge didn't invent, make up. He might have made it up, but the whatever
the crucifix.
Cross, the crucifix, whatever they named, whatever they came up with, was all designed for that high crotch.
You never see that move again. And
No, it's because they made it up. They had the tape and they studied it and they went, all right, what can we do? What can we do? What the hell can we do? Well, we all saw what he did, and that was never made up there because someone comes in a street fight or you're defending yourself and shoots a high crotch. This is what you do. They didn't have that, and so we all saw what happened to Paul. Now, Big John McCartney is there.
He was a ref for that fight, right?
Yeah,
He should have stopped that. He should have stopped that right away.
Yeah, why do you think he didn't stop it?
Oh, because he didn't.
Yeah.
So him not liking you rolled over to Paul.
No.
Oh, because they thought Paul stole the cigar box.
And so he was trying to gain curry with the boss, Bob, by letting him take a beating like that.
That was fucked. Have you seen that fight?
Mm-hmm.
That's what John did. John is.
Wow.
Hold up.
Wow, I don't want to see it because that's Paul Herrera. That's my wrestling coach, man. I've seen it before.
I just watched him train with Jalin Tarantula at Tiki's gym.
Yeah, he was
phenomenal coach.
He coached me for a lot of fights. You know what Paul told me? Yeah. He said back in those days, people didn't know. It was like you said, it was the beginning. People didn't know. He said he was out partying and stuff the night before fight. He wasn't like taking it serious. Like,
nah, you know what?
I'm making excuses for my coach here.
Yeah, no, exactly, and he's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm like Abe Lincoln. I can't tell a lie.
Oh, damn. Wait, so you're saying Rampage is lying?
No, I'm not lying. No, I'm telling you what Paul told me. I'm not lying.
I'm just saying that the story might not be true.
No,
might not be
I'm
accurate.
not lying. I'm telling you what.
I didn't say you.
I'm telling you what
it just might not be accurate.
See, listen. This is the thing, though. He's never gotten there and fought.
I'm saying Paul is telling stories because everybody does. It's because he got his elbow, or Goodbridge put his elbow through his head.